Welcome to another edition of The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. It's Feel Good Friday up in here in The Good Outdoors. We got some echo going on up in my headphones again this morning. How in the world you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good. I don't have the echo this morning, so I know what you're going through from yesterday's echo situation. So
there it goes. That's a little better. Did you do anything?
No.
Maybe it was just going crazy. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, a lot of rain in my neck of the woods last night.
Stop rubbing it in. I know we need to get Ronnie back so he can do the dang Rusty Nut weather report because I can't seem to get it right.
Well, it wasn't just you. I kept checking the weather multiple times yesterday, and I would check it, and it would say that the rain's over with. You'd click on the hourly report, and it says 0% chance all the way through tomorrow, and then an hour later you check it, and then they had changed it to 40% chance, 50% chance, 60%.
Yeah, man,
it was really unstable yesterday, but I think it will eventually get out of here today. But
at some point in time,
I wouldn't bet on it.
Sometime between now and next week, it'll stop raining.
It will, and it's going to turn hot. That's one thing they all do agree on.
Well, I stepped out of the house this morning, and I was trying to plan to go on turkey hunting this morning before I went to work, and talked to a guy that was wanting me to go on his place, and good thing he couldn't go this morning because I'd have been ticked off. I didn't want to go to that place this morning with it raining.
Yeah,
it's not there. I wanted to give that another day, so a good thing he couldn't go, or I'd have been a little bit ticked off.
Yeah, you can go in the rain and hunt. It just makes it a little bit more demanding, I guess you would say. So not quite as fun getting soaking wet.
But yeah, that place is already wet, going to be wetter. So it's just, man, I was a little aggravated when I walked out and it was raining this morning. But anyway, we'll get to that.
Yep.
The weather report a little later on to see what it looks like.
I continued to see the effects of the bullet shortage as I roamed the countryside yesterday. There's absolutely no exceptions. Everywhere you go, there's two things you can walk in that store and you can depend on. That is the lack of .22 bullets and the lack of 9mm ammunition.
Where's it? What's this now?
Bullets in every store. Every store you go to. Yeah, every store. They don't have it. Most don't have 45, 40 caliber, things like that. They just 223. That's another one you ain't gonna find. And it's they finally put a pretty detailed article on Fox News on the website about the shortage of ammunition and the overall general consensus about when the run on ammo started, and they're saying it really started in November when Obama got reelected. But I beg to differ. I think it started before that. It's been serious since Obama got elected, but the run on ammo started about a year ago. I was down hunting at Ross Amick Ranch with some guys from Smith & Wesson, and they were talking about it then, how the bullets were getting hard to find, how they were $150 million back ordered on product, and this ain't just happened since Obama got reelected. It happened back during his first term, and it's not all Obama's fault. It's it's the gun lobby, the left, the Democrats, the liberals. They've been after our guns for years and years. So it's not something new. It's just for some reason it's picked up a lot of steam and a lot of a lot of power. I think a lot of their renewed efforts is because of how they got Obamacare passed. Obamacare and healthcare, or healthcare in general, used to be kind of like the gun issue. You heard about it during the Clinton administration, and it kept rearing its ugly head, and then finally one day, bam, we got Obamacare. So I think it gave them renewed energy, and they won't let this fight die. They get defeated, and they keep hammering it and keep trying to force it down our face. So I don't,
What I don't understand about ammunition, and bullets and in general, that they say they're that far behind. When I get, any other business or industry gets behind in their, in their production, they put on more shifts, or they work longer hours to meet the demand. And I'm curious to know if that's happening or not, like with Smith & Wesson.
It is. Yeah, they are. The gun industry is hiring people left and right. They are burning it 24 hours a day, and it is simply a sheer demand issue. They are literally buying it far faster than they can produce it. But we got a call coming in. Let's see what they got to say. Good morning, caller. You on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. How are y'all?
We doing good.
Y'all was talking about turkey hunting earlier.
Yeah.
I'm kind of caught between turkey hunting or golf in the morning. I can kind of choose what you like.
Is this Chris?
Yeah.
Good, great, man. We've been doing this show since September, and Chris Brady has finally called into the show.
So somebody must have paid him.
What's up, man?
No, it's early. There ain't as many people listening.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. So what's up? You torn between turkey hunting and golf? Dude, get your priorities in order, man. Turkey season's here. You can golf after turkey season.
I don't know. It's beautiful weather for the golf right now.
I know what you're saying, Chris. I mean, it's hard, the rains and the bad weather, getting in front of the golf game. This is what I would do. I'd call today for tee time at about 11 o'clock, and I'd go turkey hunting early,
There you go.
and then I'd go play golf, and I'd try to get in 18. If you start at 11, you'll be done by probably 2:30, 3 o'clock, depending on how crowded it is. Then I'd head right back to the turkey woods and get it all done in one day.
I might even can sneak a fishing trip in there late afternoon.
Well, you can hit a few ponds there on the golf course.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, you killed a turkey last week, didn't you?
I did.
So you're doing a lot better than I am this year so far. I ain't had that good of luck yet.
Well, that has more bearing on it. If you've already killed one, you're going to lean more towards the golf.
No, there's three. There's a limit of 3.
I understand that, but he's got the monkey off his back, and the season's long, so I think you're going to lean towards the golf. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Last time I went, I hit a lot of good shots. You know how that is. It makes you want to go back.
You got to get back out there. That one magical drive on 17 where you birdied the hole, man, you got to go out and try it again.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you mean.
Me and one of my buddies, we played best ball, and we shot a even par. It makes me want to go back.
You can't beat that. At least in my game, you can't beat it anyway. But,
no.
Golfing is a great outdoor activity. We'll have to cover some golfing one day. Get a local golf pro or somebody, or maybe even yourself. It sounds like you pretty close to professional.
Chris, your son and stepdaughter both like playing golf, don't they?
They do. They both play for the schools.
Good deal.
You need to get them in here and talk about that one time, because that's a good outdoor activity for them to be involved in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and a lot of people think it's real expensive, but there's ways around all that. You don't have to have the best of everything to do it.
No, I started off with a set of clubs from Walmart for $99, bag and all.
And I guarantee you have just as much fun as that man with that $1,500 set of clubs.
I sure did, and I played just as well. I graduated up to a nice set of TaylorMades, a Nike driver, and I wasn't any better with them than I was the Walmart clubs.
Yeah, I hadn't. I've always I like to buy them second hand from people,
Yeah. Yep. Pawn shops are good places to check for golf clubs.
What you up to this morning? You going turkey hunting, getting off work? What is it?
I'm heading back to work.
Back to work? You worked last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I got off at about 11:30 last night. Now I'm heading back in.
Oh, that stinks. That don't sound like anything related to the good outdoors there.
No. That's the unfortunate part. That's to make money so you can get out in the good outdoors.
A necessary evil.
Hey, that's right.
I hear you, brother. We appreciate you calling in, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You did the same.
Daryl killed us one this morning.
I ain't gonna go this morning, not with this weather like this. No, I stayed up too late watching TV last night, so I'm gonna go back home and rest before I go into work.
All right. Well, give me a call later.
I will. See you, brother.
All right, man. Bye.
Yeah, talking about staying up late, I did the same thing, and I'm gonna have to rest before I get up and do anything this morning too. But we had a rare opportunity, as did you. I think Mom decided I don't know what was wrong with her, but she was in a joyful mood when I got there yesterday, and wanted all the kids to stay. And I said, "Are you sure about that?" But anyway, she did. So we didn't have anybody in our house but me and my wife. And she got home from work, and we really didn't know what to do. It's the first time that has happened, and I really couldn't tell you when.
That's been a while
and,
for me too.
We got there, and I said we ought to look and see what kind of movie we can find. So we got on demand, and we rented Zero Dark 30. I've been wanting to see it.
Oh yeah,
and that's a great movie, and it's a great story. And as a countryman, I felt patriotic watching it, and I think it's a great story. But I'll tell you, it's one of those that it's you watch it for the story. It just wasn't chock full of action, and I'm telling you, I had to stay awake till they got Bin Laden, of course, and I was struggling. I mean, struggling, son. It didn't go off till about 11:45 last night. And man, when it went off, I bet it did not take me 30 seconds to fall asleep. And it took me a lot longer than 30 seconds to get out of that bed this morning. So.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong, but I'm glad Mom done what she did yesterday. But she did inform me that every kid was going home. She said she might even go somewhere.
She needs to. She needs to take a break. That's right. They'll drive you crazy.
Yes, sir, man, I tell you. But, yeah, that was a good thing. We took a break last night when I stayed up watching a little bit of movie, just had some us time and enjoyed it, man, and kind of got me a kitchen pass for this weekend. I might go down to the Flatwoods Saturday evening and turkey hunt down there Sunday morning with some friends.
Yeah, that'd be good. It's supposed to be good weather for Saturday and Sunday. So
yeah, it is. It's supposed to be nice.
Be good to get out. I was talking to a guy yesterday, Bill Duckworth over in Brunswick, and we were, telling him a little bit about what we would do on the radio, what we talk about, and told him, that the firearms situation is just dominating, and I say, it's getting kind of tiresome, to talk about it, and because I get so frustrated. And he looked at me and he said, dude, he said, you cannot get tired of it. He said, you can't. Y'all need to be shouting it from the rooftops every day. And he gave me a renewed spirit about it, because sometimes in here, as you talk about on the radio, it seems like we're talking about the same thing over and over. Connecticut banned this, this, and it's not really getting monotonous. It just puts you in a state of mind that you get so frustrated having to hammer it every day. But we got to do it.
We got to.
Got to keep talking about it.
Got to keep the public's awareness out there of what's going on. Hey, we're coming up on our first set of breaks here. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Daryl's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that Realtree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Daryl, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Realtree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien vs. Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. We'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the good outdoors. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back to The Good Outdoors. You know, we talked yesterday a little bit about the hikers that were missing in California, and they did find the girl yesterday.
I saw that.
Perched on my microphone again. She was perched on a rocky ledge, and they had a daring rescue to get to her, and one of the rescuers actually fell 60 feet.
Yeah.
And suffered a head injury, so we, thoughts and prayers go out to him and hope he recovers well. But they got her, said that she was really, really dehydrated, kind of in and out of consciousness, and they had to fly her off of there. It was a daring rescue, and they're trying to get to the bottom of how they got, separated. When they originally made their first call, they thought it was only a mile or two from their car, and they were out of water. And they say they were right. They were only a mile or two from the car, but they were totally going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, they actually found the guy less than a mile from his car.
Yeah.
But I was looking at that. They had a on field, in the field reporter there. Her name was Olga. Anyway, she was talking about how thick it was there, and they kept showing aerial footages and all, and said that the brush was about 7 feet high and real thick. And then one guy come on, they interviewed a guy, and he said that it was so thick, and I find this hard to believe. I think he was exaggerating, but he said that they were yelling, out there for them, and the other guys would be 10 meters. They said meters, which is odd to me,
30 feet.
Right, but, I mean, they're Americans and they're speaking in meters. It's just odd. But they said that if you were screaming at the top of your lungs and the guy was 10 meters into the bush, he couldn't hear you.
I don't believe that.
I don't either.
That's an over-exaggeration.
That has got to be. And, he lost credibility. I mean, I know what a meter is, and most people that have went to school in the last, couple of decades knows what a meter is, but we don't talk in meters here in America.
No, we don't.
If I tell you I saw a deer and I shot at a deer at 100 yards, I don't say, whatever meters. It just was an odd conversation, and the whole thing's almost like he just was talking out of his hiney.
They said literally so thick you couldn't see 5 feet in front of you. That's like down here.
That's like Vietnam.
Yeah, well, it's also like the Flatwoods down there. You can get that way down there. Trust me, I was in there with the hogs this year. It gets thick, but yet still you can get through it.
Well, the top bushes that looked to me like that they had created kind of a canopy up there. So, but I don't know, man. I guess you'd have to see it, but it looked like some seriously rugged terrain. I don't know why you'd even be hiking off of a trail. I don't know how that could happen. I can see you getting lost in the woods if you bust out there through the thick woods, but if anytime I've ever went walking on a trail up at Reed Bingham or Piedmont National Wildlife Refuge or Tallulah Gorge, you're on a path, and I mean, how can you get off of it?
I agree. My microphone still giving me problems. I mean, it's not hard to get turned around at times, especially in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You can get turned around, but in daylight, I can usually find my way around somewhere. My microphone is killing me this morning. But another story, they've been worried about the Asian carp getting into the Great Lakes, and I think they've made it there.
Uh-oh.
Yep. It says at least some Asian carp probably have found their way to the Great Lakes, but still it's time to stop the dreaded invaders. They want to stop them before they come establish an unraveling food chain to support a $7 billion fishing industry in sensitive ecosystems. But they think they've already made it there. There's no concrete evidence yet. But the DNA evidence is what they're going by. So between September 2009 and October 2011, they collected more than 2,800 water samples from parts of the Great Lakes. The samples were poured through filters to extract DNA, which fish shed in its known environment for DNA, and they found 58 positive hits of bighead or silver carp in the Great Lakes.
That ain't good.
No, it's not. So they're going to be after them, but
they're already having problems with I think they're called zebra mussels, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Eating all the plankton and stuff like that, causing a problem. And now you got this this influx of the carp coming in. They're catching it on two fronts there. So I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, you can imagine this. The Great Lakes are huge. They're like the ocean. You know, I mean they have they don't have a tide, but they do have waves. I mean, that can reach 10, 12 feet. You know, high whenever the water or storms come through. But there is no way that they're going to be able to stop those carp. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. It would be like finding a needle in a haystack, unless you could introduce something that specifically preyed and targeted those species of fish, be it another fish or some sort of chemical that you put in that just targeted them. They're screwed. They really are. I mean, any place in the world that those things have invaded they've won. They've won the battle. There's no way to defeat them.
They won't stop them. I guarantee you.
And no, it's going to be bad.
Then I was also looking on here, and I found it's got to be what I consider the largest drug bust ever. 3.9 tons of marijuana confiscated by the Texas Highway Patrol.
That's a lot.
Almost 4
That's a lot of
tons.
weed, bro.
That's almost 8,000 pounds. And what it was is a state trooper pulled over a tanker for just a regular routine stop, and I don't know how he found it, but he went and checked the tanker and said, "Oh my God, this ain't liquid in here."
The tanker was filled with the weed.
Yep, tanker was filled with the weed, and 3.9 tons.
3.9 tons. That's almost 8,000 pounds.
In a news release, the Texas Department of Public Safety estimated the value of the confiscated pot at around $3.4 million.
Oh, well, if that's the case, it ain't near the largest drug bust dollar-wise.
Not dollar-wise. The truck driver was arrested and charged with possession, and he's been held on $1 million bond.
I would say he was in possession, all right.
Yeah.
He had a lot of weed going on, man.
But it's weird. You think about this, and we deal with tankers and all at work sometimes, and these drivers, they just pull up and hook up to a tanker that's already pre-filled. They don't, and they go offload. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know that they actually crack a valve and check what's in their tank.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
So I don't know that he could be set up. I don't think he was set up, but I'm just saying that it is possible for a setup to take place like that. I mean, he's got to offload somewhere. He's probably just not going to drop that tanker and go somewhere else. But,
well, makes me wonder, how often did he get away with that? You know what I'm saying? He's probably probably ain't his first time he's hauling in his tanker, and I'm just wondering how many times he got.
That's true.
Away with it.
And it was in Texas, so it probably come from across the border.
Yeah. I just looking here quickly. This is off of just a Google search. It says the largest recorded marijuana seizure in history was 30 tons. 30 tons. That's 60,000 pounds.
Where in the world was that at? Does it say?
Well, I will click on it and see. I wasn't going to look, but because I didn't care that much.
I was thinking it was down there, Arizona, and the Mexican border, I do believe.
Tijuana.
Go figure.
Valued at $20 million.
Go figure, really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I don't know. My microphone's giving me a hard time.
That'll drive you crazy. It's so distracting, that
every time I talk, it just...
you were tripping out on the and wondering how can they possibly not keep up with demand on the bullets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading an article here, and the gist of it is if they that they can at maximum capacity they can produce X, they would have to quadruple the output to keep up with the demand right now. So literally, they cannot possibly, with the equipment they got, keep up with the simple demand of the need right now. So if they increase their production, which they're running 24 hours a day, wide open right now, if they multiply that production by 4, they could keep up with it. So that's the problem. They just can't. They literally cannot make enough product. The orders are coming in faster than they can catch up. So at the end of the day, at the end of 24 hours, if they made 1,000 bullets, they needed to make 4,000 bullets, and they can't. So I guess you can start putting in more machinery, but how long does it take to set all that up? And you just get further behind. And then if it was my factory, by the time I put in the $2 or $3 million more worth of equipment, the demand would fall off, and I'd be stuck with a line that didn't run. That'd be mine.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It seems like, you know, it would be really quick to make, you know, it like anything else. Everything is streamlined nowadays, so it seems like it'd be really quick to make a .22 rimfire bullet. You know, and I'm
sure it is, but you can't make them fast enough. It's just like if y'all running a bag of, you know, ant killer, you know, you got a maximum capacity that you can run for an hour. So if the orders came in to where you needed to run 4 times that much, you couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it because your maximum capacity is all you can do.
Well, yeah, our maximum capacity, but they weren't at maximum capacity before all this started.
No, but they are now.
My point. They should have been so much more ahead. You know, just like any bit. Well, a lot
they don't stockpile more than they think they're going to sell.
Well, yeah, that's what a lot of businesses are doing now. You know, they're just streamlined. They only produce exactly what they need to produce to get by.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's along the same lines we were talking about the Walmart computer scheduling what registers to be open when. They don't want to open no more than they have to because of streamlining and cost. Well, the bullet manufacturers is the same way. They didn't have, you know, warehouse after warehouse after warehouse stock full of inventory. And you know why? The main reason that is because at the end of the year, they don't want to pay Uncle Sam inventory tax because they value that as an asset sitting there. So they're going to keep the warehouse empty at the end of the year. You can bet on that. So it's a perfect storm. It's just a perfect storm. No way to you can't possibly catch up when the demand is higher than the maximum output capacity. Math don't lie. If you need 4 and you can only produce 1, you're 3 behind.
Well, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to go to a factory to see, you know, ammunition being made and just see how fast they can put out .22 bullets, because you would think in today's society that they'd be able to stamp out, you know, 50 per minute.
I don't doubt it. Let's say they put out 100 per minute.
Lord, how many minutes are in a day?
The problem is if they put out 100 a minute, they need to be putting out 400 a minute, and they can't. The mind-blowing point here is how many bullets people are buying. That's what's blowing your mind. You know, it ain't blowing my mind that they can't keep up. It's blowing my mind that there's a need that has been created to cause them not to be able to keep up. That's what the interesting thing is. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors. There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
Moss Trim Shop is Valdosta's oldest automotive upholstery shop. From automotive to marine upholstery to convertible and vinyl top, Moss Trim Shop can cover all your sewing needs. Locally owned and operated by Bobby Brantley, Moss Trim Shop become Valdosta's oldest and best in the upholstery business by being a dependable, service-oriented, and on time with your project. So if you have an automotive or marine upholstery need, stop by Moss Trim Shop at 733 East Hill Avenue or give them a call at 229-242-8544.
it, son.
Hey, Ronnie, you know how much people love Austin's Cattle Company?
How much do they love Austin's?
More than Charlie Daniels loves shredding a fiddle.
That's right. Everybody loves Austin's freshly hand-cut steaks. These award-winning steaks are cooked to perfection and served sizzling hot. Austin's Cattle Company was voted best steak, best hamburger, and best sports bar in Valdosta by you. So when you get a hankering for a hot heaping helping of our delicious baby back ribs, shrimp, chicken, prime rib, seafood, or world-famous steaks, head on down to exit 16 off I-75. Austin's. It's an addiction you never have to quit.
Austin, an addiction that you never have to quit.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Outdoors. We got a call coming in. Let's go ahead and hit this call first thing. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Hey, good morning. Look at here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little, I think it's a YouTube video I want to send you about them making 22 rounds. You're going to find it very interesting. I figured y'all just got this. How do I send it to you? Email?
Is it the one where they're talking about the CCI bullets and CNN anchors doing it? Yeah, I've seen that before.
Okay.
It's matter of fact, I can pull that up right quick. I watched it the other night. It is very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a 2-part video.
So it's pretty interesting. How fast does it show how fast one can be made?
Well, it talks about how many millions they make a day.
Mm-hmm.
Millions a day.
Yeah, millions a day.
Okay,
yeah.
And this is one manufacturer, correct?
CCI.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can't understand. Man, Steve was talking during the break. I can't understand if that's only one manufacturer. I wonder how many manufacturers produce 22 bullets in the world.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's true, but a guy that told me this was very knowledgeable on the guns stuff. I mean, he got a room full of guns about the size of my house. But anyway, he said what they do is they will manufacture so many 22 rounds for a while, and then they'll stop that production and make so many, say, 40 caliber all at one time. Now, I don't know if that's true or not.
It makes sense.
They may make 22s for, today, and then they may not make them again for a month or two. And I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would being in the manufacturing process, if they have a line, every one line generally can then run different types of materials, different types of bullets. So that kind of does make sense. But if they can produce 1 million a day, and there's 50 companies out there that produce 22 bullets, I don't see how they can't keep up with the demand.
Because there's 4 times. If they all did that, there's 4 times as many people buying it or many bullets needed to be sold. That's why the math don't lie. If you can only produce so much, and if people are buying all that,
they can only produce
faster.
so much. They can only produce so much on the amount of time they run it. But just like we do at work, we can only produce this much on 8 hours. And what are we doing now? 2 shifts. What do we do if we get more? 3 shifts.
Yeah.
You see?
Well, I'll tell you something else. That if they're producing so much, federal government, they don't have to make it for us.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the point. The bullets are going somewhere, but I don't care if you run 10 shifts. If you got one machine making the bullet, I don't care how many shifts you run. If that machine's running 24 hours a day, it can only produce so many bullets. In this CCI video, it runs 24 hours a day. This machine never stops, and it spits out over 1 million rounds a day, and people are needing 4 million a day.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just can't keep up. I don't care. I mean, it can only produce so much, and it can't keep up. The question is where are the bullets going? Is there that many people, citizens, buying it? I don't think so. I think the government's buying it. There's conspiracy theorists that think Walmart's buying up a bunch of it and sticking it in a warehouse and hoarding it. Who knows? Who knows where it's going?
Yeah. I tend to think it's the federal government itself.
I do too. I do. I'm convinced it is. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, when you look at videos like the CCI video, I mean, there's no doubt they're producing them. So the question is, where are they going? That's where you go. That's where you're going to find your answers at. But they're not going to disclose who they're selling it to. They don't want to lose their customer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But anyway, it's interesting stuff.
What's the email address when I need to send?
Hey, send it to my email, Darrell, DARRELL at thegoodoutdoorswithaz.com.
At thegoodoutdoors.com. Okay.
And spell the good outdoors with a Z, and you can send that straight to me.
Darrell, wait a minute. Darrell at the Good Outdoors?
Yep, Darrell at thegoodoutdoors.com.
Okay. Let me put it in my phone now. Okay.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's all kind of conspiracy. That's a fun thing to do, too. You get these conspiracy theorists, you know, thinking that different people are buying it, hoarding it. And one that is picking up momentum is the Walmart one. You know, Walmart, they are not their statement is that they're not overly aggressive purchasing ammo right now because they don't want to be stuck with a lot of it, and you know, the government ban it is their position. But see, that don't even make sense, because if the narrative is true, they can't buy any right now. It's not available.
Right.
You look at T3 Outdoors and Chad up at Adel Outfitters and the Tackle Shack over in Brunswick and Shooters of America in Brunswick. They've got their orders in through whoever they buy it for. You know, so Walmart would have to do the same thing. They'd have to put their order in, and somehow the manufacturer is picking and choosing who they're letting them bullets go to. That's what fascinates me. I'm glad that caller called in. I had watched that video, and my question after watching it is where or who's buying it? If they're producing 1 million a day, who's buying them? Where are they going? And that's the answer we need to know.
Yeah, it is.
If 85% of the supply that they're producing daily is going to the U.S. government, which I can again, I don't know why the U.S. government would be buying 22 bullets. I can see them buying 40 cal, 9mm, 45, but why 22? I mean, you know, it don't make sense.
Well, what I'm going to with the whole thing of my argument is I think the supply. I think they can produce more than what they're producing because they were keeping up with the supply. So I think they can up production on it. What I think is they're not up in production because they're driving the prices up. Look at the price of a 22 bullet now. All prices have gone up.
I'm sure that's some of it. There's no doubt it would be.
I guarantee it's supply and demand.
It is. There's no doubt about it. But right now, at whatever level, based on what they have right now, supply is not keeping up with demand. Now, how do you do that? I don't think it's putting more. You only got one machine, so it don't matter how many shifts you're running. If that one machine produces bullets, you can put it. That's irrelevant. So the question there is, can you get another machine running? You know, can you get another machine producing so you can put out 2 million a day? Or they're not going to do that, I don't think, because if they did that, they're taking a huge risk as a company, as a corporation. They're getting stuck with millions of dollars worth of equipment that they won't run again. The other thing is like the guy said, you know, dies create bullets, and I'm sure this machine that CCI uses, they can put it to where to run a 22 or a 38 or whatever the case may be. Right. So they can, if it's 22 bullets specifically, then logically they can say, okay, we're going to halt production on the 38. We're just going to run the 22, and then you know you run a risk on creating a shortage on the 38s. So right now it's just simple. It's simple economics. It's simple laws of supply and demand. No matter what the reasons are, if it's they're driving up prices or whatever the reason is, right now the only thing we know is that the supply is not keeping up with the demand, and that's why you can't find the bullets. So
that's why the price is going up and everything. So I don't know. It's something to think about.
It's all. I guarantee it's a little bit of it all. You know, I mean, if I was making bullets, I would want the situation to stay just like it is.
Yeah,
because
right.
That's how I make my profit. My goal as a company ain't to figure out a way to keep up with demand. My goal as a company is to sell bullets and make money, and you can bet your damn bottom dollar that they're making money right now. So, and they got shareholders to produce or to answer to. Their goal is not to solve this shortage problem. They don't care. I guarantee you that every employee or every principal at CCI, I bet you they got plenty of 22 bullets at home. So ultimately, all they care about is the profit. And I guarantee you in the board meeting, well, we're selling them for $50 a box right now. I think we can ease the price up to $60 a box. I guarantee you that the money's at the root of all problems or all evil, So I guarantee you that's a huge part of it. But at the same time, I do believe that there's a sheer demand issue right now, whether it's being produced by the government, by individuals, by overseas, whatever the case may be. They can't keep up. I mean, that's the narrative from every single one of them. And every single retailer, they can't get bullets because they can't manufacture them fast enough. So,
yeah, well,
and guns too.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to do a little research on it this weekend and look at this video he sent, because I hadn't ever watched that video, and do a little research, see how many manufacturers of bullets there are out there, and see if there's any import restrictions on them, because there could be some of that.
About all the video tells you, just to give you a brief, about all the videos about is how many bullets they're manufacturing a day. That's really all that article's about. It don't lend anything. I wonder
how many are being sold a day, and that's another thing. Let's take this call right quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Whether you do or don't, have you ever seen a shortage in cold beer? There ain't no shortage on bullets. It's just like you just said, the profits. Everybody's doing like gas now. They say we can get a little more money. Let's get it, boys.
Exactly.
Well, they're literal. The definition of what you're saying is there literally is a shortage on bullets, but that doesn't mean that there has to be. The shortage is created because the manufacturer won't let them go.
There you go.
It don't necessarily mean they ain't sitting there. You know what I mean?
There you go. That just like gasoline.
Yep.
It all started about 15 years ago, when, or maybe a little longer than that, probably. But you guys remember, about 15 years ago, the supply and demand thing started going out the window. Less than that, really, 10 years ago when we started losing hurricanes. Remember when they blamed everything on the price of gas on a hurricane?
Mm-hmm.
Then they started creating thunderstorms, turning them into hurricanes. And
now they're naming winter storms.
Right, winter storm. But the thing is, then they said there was a refinery in Texas, about 7, 8. Come on, guys. I mean, and now everybody, look at your Dish Network. I don't mean to call no names, but it's the same thing. I mean, everybody's hooked on cable TV now, so cable TV is nothing. I mean, this time of the morning, thank God for you guys when I'm off of work, because we pay $75 a month for cable TV, and we watch pay stuff,
That's right.
But the Good Outdoors is on, so I don't worry about it.
There you go. We free right now,
brother.
But the point is, that's all it is everybody started. There's no supply and demand. America's. What was it, 2 days ago? Somebody said Ben Bernanke's going to quit printing money, and the stock market lost 200 points a couple of days ago.
Just because somebody
if
said
they
something.
stop that, and I know this is a hunting show, but now they're getting into my hunting, so it's starting to offend me. I tell everybody I can deal with the money problems. I said just don't mess with my guns and my hunting. But now they're doing that. But I think it's just corporate America, guys, just what you just said, corporate America. I mean, you didn't say that, but I mean, they're sitting on them and saying, hey, them boys are going to buy that ammo. Let's see how high they'll go. How low can you go?
I agree.
How high can you go now?
I agree with you 100%, man. I think they're just holding back. Hey, I appreciate the call.
Thank y'all.
All right. Hey, we got to run off to a break. We'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro. Buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntinisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG reality TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
So Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Outdoors, man. We got to get on to something funny. This is Feel Good Friday.
Oh, this make you feel good when you're talking about somebody taking your gun around. It make you feel good and want to fight. But it ain't funny.
Some of the best slogans out there, you know, I've been kind of playing around this morning a little bit with some of the best slogans from businesses and things like that, and got some really funny ones. You know, a septic tank company can come up with some really funny stuff to put on their trucks.
Yeah, borderline dirty.
Yeah, borderline dirty. But I think the 11 best septic tank slogans is what this is called. This is Carter and Sons, and they have and I've actually seen this one on the internet before. You know, they got the big old septic tank pump truck right there, and it's got on the back of it says "We haul milk on the weekends."
That'll make you want to quit drinking milk right there.
Here's another one that says "Another load of politicians' promises." Yesterday's Meals on Wheels. How about that one? That's a pretty good one.
Meals on Wheels.
And that one I cannot say on there. You dump it, we pump it. And thanks for flushing our business down your drain.
That's funny there. Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Your number 2 is our number 1.
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
Yeah. And let's see. Money in the bank. You think your job sucks?
Yeah, that's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
A flush beats a full house. You seen the slogan, got milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one here's got poop.
Got poop.
Satisfaction guaranteed, or 100% of your product back. Let's take this call right quick. Good morning, caller. You on the Good Outdoors?
Yeah, I just thought about something. What you said about that septic tank truck, the milk you drink on the back when we haul milk on the weekend. That's some of that buttermilk I was drinking the other night.
That's exactly what that's good for. You're right.
Exactly right.
I got one I want to ask you about, but I don't know where. I don't think it does. If it is, he beat me out. Y'all got a turkey called, I think it's called a pecker wrapper, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
You ain't ever heard another definition of that?
No.
Would you like me to tell you? I've always heard of a pecker wrapper was. A snagger through clear with the hiccup.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Okay.
That's one of them inappropriate jokes. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen right there. Oh, man. Good grief.
That was pretty funny, though.
That was pretty funny.
Sorry if it offended anybody.
Yeah, not our intentions to offend anybody here. We got a call coming in this morning here. Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors? How are you?
Hi.
What's going on?
I believe Daryl's speaker disease is happening in my headset.
Yeah, it sounds like it. You got some reverberation going on in there.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
It's a feel good Friday. Come on.
It is a feel good.
I just want to see our good friend Richard Iaconelli wanted to make sure you read your little post that y'all posted yesterday about something to call in about.
Yeah.
I want to make sure y'all want to make sure you heard about it or read what he put on there.
Yeah, I read it this morning, and that was a pretty good one. I did some research on that, so we might touch on that in just a little bit.
Going hunting this morning?
No, man, not in this kind of weather. I'm going to go on back to the house. I stayed up too late last night.
Oh, you stayed up thinking about what I sent you yesterday, right?
Yeah, Chuck sent me something yesterday. Said, man, these pecker record calls are working. Got a turkey on one side, on the left-hand side of me, 2 on the right. And I kind of smiled, and I texted him back. I said, what happened? Did you wake up? And he said, yeah, his daughter come woke him up. So, yeah, it was too good to be true. Did have me going there for a minute, though.
All right, guys. I just want to holler at you. Y'all take care. I'll talk to you later.
See you, man.
You do the same. Yeah, I tell you, we're talking about them slogans. I pulled up some funny business names that you could get into. The taco restaurant in California is called One More Taco. And a vinyl company called Vinyl Resting Place.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, some good names. Walk This Way, Chinese restaurant. Pizza the Action.
Yeah, some of them you can't say on there, ain't it?
No, I'm having to skip over there. It's Get Stuffed. That's a taxidermist shop in London. London? What? London, they don't even have guns over there, do they?
No.
Yeah. Lee King, a UK plumber.
Slogan for an electrician: let us check your shorts.
Oh, how about that?
And transmission shop: get your shift together at Metro Transmission.
Mm-hmm. The Codfather of various fish and chip shop, man. The Codfather.
What about this? This is a funny one here. This is a business logo seen at a veterinarian's office. It says, "Be back in 5 minutes. Sit, stay." Oh.
How about a clock store called Our Place? Our spelled H-O-U-R. Our Place.
Our Place. You know what? I think it's wrong that only one company makes the game Monopoly.
You'll have a monopoly on it.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, man.
We got some funny things. I mean, there's a lot of, just funny beer slogans, any kind of slogan out there. Oh God, I can't even say them. Them are just.
How about a hairdressing salon called Curl Up and Dye?
Curl Up and
D-Y-E. Curl Up and Dye.
That's pretty good.
They got a pharmacy in Corydon, Indiana called Butt Drugs. That ain't the best one.
Local ad for a plumber: we repair what your husband fixed.
Yep, I see that.
On the truck of a local plumbing company in Pennsylvania, it says, "Don't sleep with a dip. Call your plumber."
That's crazy. There's some funny things, Forrest Gump invented the smiley face T-shirt.
Yeah.
Sold millions of stuff just by wiping his face with the mud off his face and handing it to that guy. That's not a true story, by the way.
That's right.
I made that up.
At a laundry shop, there was one that says, "How about we refund your money, send you a new one at no charge, close the store, and have the manager shot? Would that be satisfactory?"
Yeah. There's all kinds of things you see in stores like that. Cash only. It says, "In God we trust, others pay cash."
At a towing company, "We don't charge an arm and a leg. We want toes."
That's funny.
Outside a muffler shop, "No appointment necessary. We hear you coming." What was the psychic one? Oh, the psychic hotline: "Don't call us, we'll call you." If they're truly psychic, they know I'm fixing to call them, don't they?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Stubbs Prosthetics and Orthotics. That's not good.
Oh man, No.
Mm-hmm. Cain and Abel. That's a mobility healthcare store. Oh, man.
Well, a Radiator Shop, the best place in town to take a leak.
William the Concreter.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
How about a chimney sweep called Ash Wipe Chimney Sweeps? Ash Wipes Chimney Sweeps.
Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You on the Good Outdoors?
Boys, Chris Beckham, what y'all doing this morning?
What's going on, my man?
I tell you what, my favorite name, there's a haircut place on the way to Douglas that we run into, which is the Highway to Hair. I can't help but rock out every time I see that thing, man.
On the highway to hair.
You can't help but sing it every time you see the sign, man. It stays on your mind.
They're marketing geniuses over there.
There's a place in Valdosta, too. It's a haircut place called the Ace of Fade.
That's right.
I thought was pretty good.
I saw that the other day. You know,
y'all doing good?
We're doing good. Talking about barbershops, I was in Tallahassee recently with my wife at the mall. I don't know why, and I'm embarrassed to say so, but I was there, and there was a barbershop in there, and a kind of old school, kind of like you see on Coming to America. You remember that scene in Coming to America with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall? It was just like that in there. And while my wife shopped, I hung out with them guys. That was a great thing there.
I bet it was.
What?
You probably left with a couple pretty good jokes too.
That's right. What you got coming up on your show this morning?
Oh man, just the usual craziness, man. It's Feel Good Friday.
Yeah.
I want that, but I got to make sure that fella just called y'all about the hiccups doesn't call my show. I have to watch out for that now.
Yeah, that was. We got to get with you and get that good old 8-second delay going on.
It comes in handy occasionally, man, I tell you.
It does. Well, I tell you,
man, I got to tell you real quick. I love listening to y'all show, and I am not nearly the avid outdoorsman you guys are, but I picked up so many tips, and actually took my boys out, went and a couple of months ago shot some birds and was knocking them down right and left, and it was going good until I ran out of quarters at the bowling alley, and I got it was good for while it lasted, but it didn't last too long.
You know, something tells me you might listen to the show, but I don't think you listened quite close enough, Chris.
It's a process, baby.
It is. Well, you know, we feel the same way about your show over on 105.9, The Chris Beckham Show, broadcasting live every morning from 6 to 9. You know, we don't know anything about politics. We try, but what we do is when we leave here, we listen to you, so we'll get caught up on the current events.
Well, I don't know how much of it's true, but it's all, you know what they say, if you can't be good, be loud.
That's right. That's what we do. Right.
Y'all be good. Keep it going, brother.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
See you, boy.
Hey, we got to run off to a break here on the Good Outdoors. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be right back.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at Exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, Exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be, and don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brigman & Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout. Or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman & Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman & Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you're not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
WKAA, Willacoochee, Valdosta. Another hour of Valdosta's best country music kicks off now. 99.5
Kicks Country.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back on the Good Outdoors, man. There's just some funny slogans out here, man, the more I pull up.
Yeah, real quick, Paul McSwain, one of our good friends and listeners, he is headed to Lakeland with a 14-year-old to brave the weather to try to call in the elusive longbeard this morning. So we're going to wish Paul and his young hunting partner good luck this morning.
That's right. Good luck. Kill them, man.
Make sure you post us a picture on our Facebook page, Paul, or text it to me when y'all bag it, because I got full confidence in your abilities. I seen a picture of Paul he posted the other day with his head net on there, and I'm telling you, he was scary looking, boy. Scary looking. I guarantee you them turkeys ain't want none of that.
Hey, good luck this morning, man. Get him out there and get that 14-year-old out there and see if you can get him on something.
Yes, sir. I was telling the Darryls during the break that I'm thinking about slipping up to Northern Virginia this weekend to go eat at this restaurant. The restaurant owner's giving a 15% discount off your bill if you own a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good place to go. He's got a great thing going on there. Says that, hey, why can't he use that to promote his business? And it's controversial, but guess what? They're talking about his business, and I'll guarantee he's packed at lunch.
I hope so. I hope he gets all the business he can get, all he can handle, and I hope he has to turn people away. He's so busy.
Oh yeah, and he welcomes them there with their, as long as got their concealed weapon permit, they can come in there strapping whatever they want. I guarantee you, there ain't no safer place in the world to eat than his restaurant.
Shoot, no, boy, I'd love to be sitting there when somebody tried to come in and rob the place. Be like on them commercials, the guy, the
Glock commercial.
Yeah. The robber turns his head, and all of a sudden, when he turns back, there's 20 guns pointing at him. Like, you picked the wrong place there, buddy.
Picked the wrong place to rob.
We're talking about funny business slogans this morning. There's a butcher one that says, "Pleased to meet you."
Mm-hmm.
Vacuum cleaners says, "Our business sucks." And a bakery, "While you sleep, we loaf." I've seen that one before. And funeral home, I don't know about this one. It says, "Drive carefully, we'll wait."
Oh man.
Well, that's that's pretty good.
Patience.
They want you to be be safe out there. They're the wait.
Well, they're gonna get you one way or the other.
What about the breast cancer awareness? Save the tatas.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep.
So
I wish that we could say some of these ones I'm looking at here, but I'm having to refrain, thinking, should I say that or not?
The caller did while ago.
Well, that's on the caller. At least with the FCC, we can say, "Hey, wasn't us."
Hey, some of the funny college like T-shirt slogans says, "Don't pick your nose, pick blank for class president." I don't know that I would run on that slogan. Would you?
No. That reminds me of some of the Big Johnson T-shirts. They get a little bit in the gray area there, but talking about that, what kind of person actually wears and displays some of this stuff on their person out in the public? It almost, I walk through the mall sometimes or have in the past, and you see people and you're thinking, what are they thinking walking around looking like that? But to outwardly show something that's kind of morally in the gray area there with a slogan on your T-shirt, what does it say about that person? Would you want your daughter dating this young man?
It's not just that. I mean, look at the way people dress in general nowadays. Have you seen the they call it wall Martians, and I get emails every now and then about
wall Martians.
Yeah, they show pictures of way people dress when they go out in public.
Oh, at Walmart?
And it is very disturbing. Y'all.
Yeah. It puts your eye out if you look at it.
Yeah, some of these are not. I mean,
I see that every day. It reminds me of that scene in the movie. I think it's Big Daddy with Adam Sandler when he's sitting there talking to that kid, and the guy walks back and he's got spiked up hair, tattoos all over him, big old earrings on, and he says, he just yells at us, go ahead and admit it. You hate your parents, don't you, or something like that. You get back at your parents, and the guy finally admits as he walks by that he does hate his dad or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I believe that our dad, if we'd have came home with an earring in our ear, he'd have snatched it out.
Oh, no. Do you remember the time you had me clip on the damn earring?
Oh,
and
yeah,
sit
I
at
do
the table?
remember.
Really?
I do remember that.
I thought I was going to get my rear end tore up where we could say it was a joke.
It was a joke, and he was about to tear your head off. I remember that now.
Yeah.
That's when remember they came up with the magnetic ones.
Oh, that's what the clip-on. Yeah, this wasn't the magnetic one. This is the actual clip-on. When he clipped us on, sitting on the table, it's going to be funny. Yeah, it just about wasn't funny.
Well, it was funny after he realized that it was supposed to be a joke. But you're right.
We're sitting there eating, and me and Steve was kind of snickering and laughing, and finally Daddy looked up and looked down there at me, and here he come. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, he was. I remember. He was getting up, fitting to tear your ear off.
Yeah, and that's what he'd have done. If it had been a real earring, he'd have reached up there and just snatched it out.
Yeah, it wasn't even a tattoo or an earring wasn't even a thought in our house. And I don't know. There's just a huge difference. My wife and I were talking about this with our kids. There's a huge difference in the way things happen or discipline goes down. Even in my household, one of our children got lippy with his mom, and he said something, and she sent him to his room. And I'm thinking, he did that, and he got sent to his room. That ain't what would have happened under our roof when me and you were growing up. I would have got lit up like a Christmas tree. I can vividly remember 2 instances in my life where my mom's hand went upside my head. And one of them was on the way. I was in the 7th grade. You were in the car. And she was taking us to school, about to drop off. I don't know what I said.
But it pissed her off.
To say the least, and she fired me up. And I went to school with a handprint on my face. My mom didn't ever abuse me. And she loved me. But I'll tell you what, whatever it was I said, I did not say that again, ever. I'm sure. I'm quite sure of it.
I guarantee you didn't.
It took me 2 times.
Hey, I was so convinced I didn't need to say it anymore that I have mentally blocked out what it was that I said, so I would never say it again.
But you know what? You might have went to the school with a handprint on your face.
Yeah, nobody said a word about it.
Nobody said a word about it. If a teacher asked you what happened and you said, my mom slapped me because I said something, the teacher would have probably said, well, you deserved it.
Well, I remember
Nowadays, it's call the 911.
Yeah, I remember Mr. Hutchinson, actually. Kenny Hutchinson, social studies teacher, fine man, love him to death, one of my favorite teachers ever. He did ask me about it. He said, what happened to you? I said, my mom slapped the taste out of my mouth this morning. He didn't ask what for or nothing. That was it. Nothing was ever said about it.
I guarantee he knew you deserved it.
Almighty knows my face was burning. It burns now thinking about it. She got me a good one. And then the other time I remember her slapping somebody, she popped Trey at church. We were at Uncle Howard's funeral. You, me, and Trey were sitting together, and something happened. I mean,
Yes, she did.
No, I know what it was. We were kids, and when you're kids, you don't mean to laugh, but something will get you tickled in an environment that you don't need to be laughing.
And you got 3 of us together, just going on and on.
I remember specifically one of the gentlemen in the church was singing. And he had one of them old, I'm talking about one of them old deep. Oh, yeah, like that. Then he was up there singing Amazing Grace or something, and he was getting down on it. And for some reason, it made us, one of us started like giggling a little bit. pretty soon we were over there. No sound was coming out, but our bodies was shaking because we were giggling.
Whack.
And son, the only one of us that Mom could reach was Trey, who ain't even her son, and she jacked him, son, right there at the church, and we quit giggling. I mean, like immediately. And, but that's the way it was dealt out back then, you know. And
wasn't nothing said, and I guarantee you, Trey went home and told his parents. They said, "Well, you deserved it."
He probably would have got it twice.
Yeah, I can remember, flying off the back porch. Dad grabbing me by the seat of the pants and the back of the shirt and flying there in the yard. I don't remember what it was I did, but I didn't do that no more either.
Like I said before, I was spanked, I was punished, but I was never one time abused.
No, no. We just knew.
I guarantee you, I deserved it.
I remember getting an HD on my report card in the 3rd grade in conduct. HD stood for having difficulties. Okay, there were three categories, right? There was an S, which was satisfactory. There was an HD, which was having difficulty, and then there was unsatisfactory. Okay, so I remember getting my report card, walking to Granny's, looking at that HD, thinking,
like, "Oh my
God!"
Yeah,
now all my grades were good now, and I remember rationalizing, looking at HD and said, "Well, man, that's probably not real good, but I mean, it ain't real bad. It's kind of in the middle. I'm just having difficulties. I can, straighten this out. This is not that big of a deal." So I get home.
But it was in conduct.
It was in conduct. That's the problem. I went home and Dad went there. I mean, he went ballistic. He said that, there's one thing you're going to do at school. He said, you may struggle in your classes. You may struggle in your grades, but you ain't gonna struggle in your conduct.
No, sir.
And he did not spank me that day. And I remember it vividly. Miss Wilkerson's class, 3rd grade, and I never got another HD in conduct ever again, because I do believe that was my one pass, and if I'd have done it again, it wouldn't have been good. You
know what? What the funniest thing to me, and I can just imagine why we weren't allowed to have bad conduct, and the reason is, when I stepped in 2nd grade, Miss Varnes.
Oh,
man, I love Miss Varnes to death. After 2nd grade, she was actually a great woman. She lived up there across from the mill pond. She was a really, really just nice woman. But at school, now, she didn't take no crap. She was 70-something years old when I was in 2nd grade. She called roll that morning, and she already knew my name. And she said, "Is your daddy Charles?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Get right up here to the front of the class and sit in this chair."
That's right.
And I sat there. I don't know what he did when he was in school, but it wasn't good.
No.
And man, that woman had an iron fist, buddy, but I loved her to death. She's a great woman.
No doubt about it.
I'm going to take a break here. We'll be right back on the Good Outdoors.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Toombs Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Toombs Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Moss Trim Shop is Valdos's oldest automotive upholstery shop. From automotive to marine upholstery to convertible and vinyl top, Moss Trim Shop can cover all your sewing needs. Locally owned and operated by Bobby Brantley, Moss Trim Shop become Valdos's oldest and best in the upholstery business by being a dependable, service-oriented, and on time with your project. So if you have an automotive or marine upholstery need, stop by Moss Trim Shop at 733 East Hill Avenue or give them a call at 229-242-8544.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lessons facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Yeah, talking about growing up, man. Oh, welcome back to Good Outdoors. But talking about growing up, man, you know, I never got a spanking that I didn't deserve, and I didn't get a whole lot of them from my parents because, you know, I knew what was coming. I remember getting one time. Mama said, go to your room. I don't remember what I did. God knows, ain't no telling what I did. Go to your room, wait till your daddy gets home. He's gonna have to spank you or whatever, you know. So I go in there and I put on 3 or 4 pair of underwear and a pair of shorts and my jeans back on and get home. And I'm prepared, boy. I'm ready. And little I know, you know, he noticed.
Oh, yeah.
He saw it. So
they always noticed.
He tore me up. Then he said, okay, now take all that off. And he did it again.
Oh, man. A rerun.
So, it, you know, you can't get by with it. You try to sneak it by all you want to.
Yeah.
One of the funniest ones I ever had, though, was in 7th grade. I had a industrial arts teacher, and I didn't deserve this one, by the way. It was Mr. Emmanuel.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Emmanuel.
Woodworking class.
Yeah.
And I was actually sitting there, and I think it was Larry Raines was in there with me. Me and Larry was good buddies. But it was me and somebody else. But we were actually innocent this time. Normally we weren't. You know, we'd do all kind of mean stuff to him because I did not like him. And we were sitting there all quiet and innocent. And he said, get up, get in there in the storage room. And I'm like, what in the world did I do? So, no, you know, me with the attitude that I had, I did not like Mr. Emmanuel. You know, he was probably a good teacher, but I just had a thing about him. And took us in that room in there, and he said, all right, I'll be right back. So he shut the door, and we started there talking like, man, what'd we do? Are we in trouble? Or we didn't really know we were in trouble. Yeah, kind of figured we were, but we didn't deserve it this time. So he slung the door back open. He had another teacher standing with him and a paddle in his hand. Oh. And I said, I know what's coming now. He said, bend over and grab that barrel. So I bent over and picked the barrel up, and it was the floor cleaner. And that was the wrong thing to do. He said, no, you know what I mean. I set it down. Or son, he lit me up like they took me over the top of that barrel. Needless to say, the rest of the year I was in his class, I didn't say nothing else, and I didn't do anything wrong. It lit me up, though.
Can you remember the last whipping you got from anybody? I can vividly remember mine, and I bet you
mine was 7th grade, I imagine, from Mr. Emmanuel, because I didn't get one from Daddy after that because I didn't want one.
Well, mine, believe it or not, was in the 11th grade, and I believe that it was not only my last paddling or whipping, it was mine, Dirk Harrell's, Vincent Brunson's, Wayne Bradford's, Mike Lansdale, and the rest of the...
Was it Coach George?
It was Coach George. We were coming back from a out-of-town baseball game, and we got to clowning around on the bus, and you know how you talk about each other's mama?
Yeah.
And we did that all the time, you know. Well, after so many road trips, there's just so many comments you can make about somebody else's mama, and it got old, so we had to find somebody else's mama to talk about. And I don't know whose bright idea, but I got to believe it was probably Dirk Harrell. That's who I got my money on. But somehow we started talking about Coach Mason Barfield was one of the coaches of the team, and we were coming back, and we decided that we needed to talk about Coach Barfield's mama.
That probably was
which was not good, and what made it worse, when we couldn't get a reaction out of him talking about his mom, we started talking about his wife, and then we got a reaction out of him, and so anyway, but Coach Barfield now, Mason, he lives right down the street from me now, and we talk all the time, but not about this. And he was so cool, I can remember it. He just stood up and said, y'all cannot get in any more trouble than you are right now, so y'all just go ahead and let it all hang out. And we did. We just kept on going with it. So we get back, it's dark, and we get back, and we all go to our trucks and say, give high fives. And the bad thing about it all is we had lost the game. This is what really makes it bad. And we were on the bus just playing and carrying on like nothing had ever happened. So we we leave, break up, go home, and we get back to school the next day, and get out of school. We head down to the ball field for practice, and immediately we noticed that things aren't quite like they normally are, but we couldn't quite place it. And Coach Bradley, he says, y'all need to go down there to the left field fence, line up against the fence. Coach George wants to talk to y'all. Okay, now you got parents out there, and
I think I remember this.
The parents are out there in the parking lot getting ready to watch practice and all that. And we got our baseball pants on. I'm talking about the thin ones, And, yeah.
Coach George had the mean pedal.
So we get down there, and we're down there on the thing. We're all high five and clowning. What in the world's going on? What's he talking about? Anyway, we see him coming from the dugout area. They're walking, and he's got a paddle in his hand. So we all immediately we shift gears into serious mode, and we're wondering what's going on. And we're all thinking, what's going on? So he gets down there and he goes, it seems like y'all had a little issue on the bus last night. Y'all thought it was funny to talk about Coach Barfield's wife and mother, and y'all clowning around, and it seems like y'all didn't care that you lost the ball game, blah, blah, blah. Gave his speech. So he says, I'm going to get y'all's attention. Y'all line up against this fence, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you're going to get one lick. And that's the good news. But the bad news, it's going to be bad. So anyway, we all start, switching positions. I'm thinking in my mind, should I go at the front of the line and get him while he's just starting out, or should I be at the end of the line and take a chance on him, be a good and loose and swinging harder, and all this is running through your mind, and then all of a sudden you hear a loud pop, and you see Joe Brown over there rubbing his butt in the grass because it's on fire, and man, it just all went by. We all got our tails tore up for doing that, and that was the last whipping I ever got. And I remember Daddy asking me, what it was all that about? I didn't even want to talk about it. We got a call coming in.
Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Good morning, fellas.
What's going on?
Not much.
We're talking about butt whoopings up in here.
Oh, I've had plenty of.
Yeah, unfortunately we have too, but we're past that now, I think.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on with you? You working again, huh?
I'm working.
Man, good.
Is it raining over your way? Has it stopped?
It's been raining all night. Right now, it's more of a wet mist.
A mist, yeah. Yeah, them wet mists, that's the roughest ones right there now.
Just enough to aggravate you.
Just enough to aggravate. Got to keep your windshield wipers handy. Just clear the windshield wipers or the windshield. Yep. Anyway, did you say you got your butt tore up fairly regular when you was a young man?
Hey, I got it tore up just because it was Wednesday.
Yeah, it's probably because you'd done something wrong on that Wednesday, huh?
No, it's just Wednesday.
Yeah, in case you needed it. In case you needed it, that's right.
A future spanking. There you go.
There you go. That's what happens. Times have sure changed now, man. That's for sure. But it made us all. I think our generation is.
It's what made me who I am today.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. That's why you're on the good side of the law and not on the bad side.
Society needs more of it.
You're right about it.
With people these days, they don't know what a good butt whooping is.
Oh no, because if you get one now, you end up down there at the Department of Family and Children's Services.
Yeah.
Even the kids now, that's the first thing they'll tell you. You go ahead and hit me. I dare you. I'll call the law.
And I'll just tear mine up. They tell me that, son, because it ain't illegal and ain't against the law, and most of them support it. So.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We appreciate you calling in.
Hi.
All right.
See
Have
you,
a good
buddy.
day.
Oh man, I just don't know. The last one I probably got was Mr. Emmanuel because I didn't want any more because he lit me up pretty good in that storage closet.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Coach George, he was pretty rough. Now
them coaches knew how to swing that paddle.
Yeah, that hurt too, you know, because of them thin pants. That was if you'd had your blue jeans on, it wouldn't have been quite as bad. But
Coach Kebler, Steve Kebler, he was mean as a snake in class at times. But he didn't mean the thing in the world by it. No, he just I loved him to death, man.
He was a funny man.
He was something else. I'd love to tell on air what me and him used to go through in class, but I can't do it. Might get him in some trouble. Well, it was fun. It was all good. Wasn't nothing bad.
Yeah, it's funny now. It's funny now. It wasn't funny back then, but it's funny now.
He'd get on to me hard in class.
And then sometimes I don't know. I guess Dad he just picked and choose when he knew we needed one or not. But I can remember getting, having a little issue or something, and thinking, well, when I get home, I'm gonna get my tail tore up, and then I get home and he just maybe I caught him in a good mood. He had a good day at work or something, and he just gave me a little lecture, which was a good day. Well, then I remember getting my tail tore up for such stupid, slightest infractions. Maybe I looked at one of Mama's flowers outside the wrong way. Or it just seemed like Blake was just saying, you got a whipping just in case you needed it. I think that went on.
It was more, we got one if we didn't learn from what we did. If we didn't learn enough from what we did. If we tore something up maliciously, of course, we'd get, our tails tore up.
Well, I know you said earlier you didn't think you ever got a whipping you didn't deserve.
Oh, no.
I don't know that that's true. I can't remember a certain instance, but I believe you probably got whippings because of me.
I probably did.
Saying the situation didn't, I would say that the situation went down this way, and I was a master of convincing him that I didn't have nothing to do with it, and it was all you. And I believe you got more whippings than I did.
I probably did.
Oh, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that.
I'm sure you are.
I really am.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't done it. It's just like shooting your toe with a BB gun. I wish I hadn't done certain things, and I don't know.
Yeah, that was really funny though. It won't go through your. It won't go through your shoe.
No.
Or shoot your own damn foot. I mean, really.
Yeah, you think about it. I don't know how I was able to talk. I knew I was born to be a salesman that day, because if I could convince you to let me shoot your toe through your boot, I told you it wouldn't go through it. But well, I told you I only pumped it up one time when I think I did. I think I had actually pumped it up 3 or 4, and it went through there and knocked your toenail off, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was funny.
Man, you sure were hopping around a lot.
We got a call coming in. We're going to take it. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Meant to ask you, y'all ever have to grow up with a sister?
What's that now?
I said, y'all ever have to grow up with a sister?
No, we
just
didn't
us
have.
two.
We didn't have any sisters. Just me and him.
I think it was
Man,
worse.
let me tell you, my sister growing up, not saying she didn't get a spanking, but she learned real quick. All she had to do was cry and run.
Oh man!
Like she's mad at dad.
Yeah, I know. I've got friends that had sisters, and they just seem like they were the spoiled ones and get pampered, and they were the culprits of the whole problem 9 out of 10 times.
I used to watch her somewhat get a spanking. I ain't gonna call it a spanking. And afterwards, after she ran into the bedroom, cried, and did what she was gonna do, and she stick her tongue out at me and my brother, like, and got away with it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got to think. You got to think when y'all got older, you could even the score somehow, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You forget about all that as you get older, though.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, we got to run off to a break, man. Appreciate you calling.
All right.
See you, man.
We're gonna take a time out here. You listen to the Good Outdoors. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro. Buy a chopper.
Austin's Cattle Company's menu is so big and delicious. In order to fit everything in, we had to write a song about it. So take it away, boys.
'Cause we got hand-cut steaks and taters, too baked food tastes better than your grandmama's pound cake. Hallelujah, and reach the sky, just load it up and pile it. How we got prime rib, seafood, salad, and baby back food so good it'll make your lips smack. Austin's Cattle Company's where you gotta go when your stomach gives you an attack. Come on in and settle down, and you'll be chilled like the king of town. Order up your favorite meal and turn that sad pound upside down. I guarantee you'll slap your knee when you eat it. Austin's Cattle Company.
Just head on down Austin's.
Woo, that's good.
So there you have it, folks. Next time you get a craving for something tasty, stop on by Austin's at exit 16 off I-75. There's something on the menu for everyone, and they serve big portions so you'll never leave hungry. From seafood and prime rib to the freshest hand-cut steaks, chicken, and ribs you can find, Austin's Cattle Company is truly an addiction you never have to quit.
Quitman, Georgia, and antiques go hand in hand. Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, located at 211 East Screven Street in Quitman, is a traditional Southern antique shop with a little twist, offering a consignment program that fits like a glove in the spacious downtown shop. But the real twist is Zumba. That's right, Tammy also offers Zumba fitness classes as well as tanning. Come by and check out the literally thousands of items upstairs and down. And if you have an item that you want Tammy to sell, bring it in. That's Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, 211 East Screven Street, Quitman, or give Tammy a call at 229-506-9146.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be, and don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back to The Good Outdoors. We were talking during the break, and I was telling Steve and Daryl about the last time I thought I was going to get my butt whipped, and I think I was 16 years old. And Daddy had went over to the hunting club in Berrien County and spent the night hunting. It was deer season, and Mom wanted to go deer hunting the next day, but I had a hot date and all that night. So, she said, "Well, we just get up and go the next morning." Well, I kind of didn't come home all night long.
Hate it when that happens.
Don't remember what happened really, but it was a long time ago. And anyway, it was daylight before I got home, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And I walked in the door, and there she sat at the table. "Where you been?" And I commenced to telling her and all this and that. Had lost my wallet. Me and the guys had been out in the mud hole playing all night long or something, and I'd lost my wallet. And she said, I said, "Oh Lord, when Daddy gets home, she's gonna tell him, and I'm gonna be in trouble, and I'm gonna get my butt beat." And she just looked at me. She said, "Now go find your wallet, and we just won't tell your daddy about this."
Oh man!
Like, thank you. Oh God, thank you.
She always treated you better than me.
So it was the rest of the day, at one of the many mud holes we were at that night trying to find my wallet, but I found it and got back home. Mm-hmm. So everything was good.
Paul McSwain headed over. He said that all these stories reminded him of a time. He texted me the short version of it. He said he came home one night late after curfew, and he had been asleep about an hour, and his mom came there. Now, Paul's mom is only about 4'9" high, but she come in there with the broom and started whacking him and waking him up, and he was mad, had only been asleep an hour, dog tired. So he gets up, grabs the broom from her, breaks it over his knee. He said, "Well, that was a bad idea because she ended up with the stick in," and he said she turned into Chuck Norris on him and started whacking him with the stick. So I bet you that he didn't ever do that again. So,
I guarantee you.
But ain't nothing worse than a 4'9" Chuck Norris female on your butt with a stick. That'll teach you a lesson, Paul. I bet you didn't come home late no more. I bet he's on time to this day everywhere he goes.
I guarantee you he remembers that.
Yeah, life lesson learned.
Oh, Hey, I'm going to go ahead and do the absent nut weather report. Ronnie hopefully be back and be feeling better Monday. He's got a severe sinus infection and a touch of pneumonia.
Well, that ain't good.
No,
I'm
so
gonna try to pay close attention to this weather report, so I don't have to ask questions in the parking lot about what's going to happen today.
Well, no, I mean, I got it all wrong yesterday, so Ronnie needs to hurry up and get back. But anyway, I'm reading straight from the Weather Channel here. It's 54 degrees outside right now. We're going to have high of 71 today. And with AM showers, a 50% chance. I don't know when that's going to end. You look at the radar, but it's just not right to me.
Might rain, might not.
Might not. 48 degrees tonight for a low. Tomorrow is supposed to be sunny with a high of 80 degrees and winds out of the east-northeast at 9 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, a low of 52. Sunday, sunny again, high of 83 with a low of 58 Sunday night. And that's as far as I'm going to go because I don't know if it's going to be right or not because yesterday was totally wrong.
Oh, it'll change. Well, you know, it's funny. They say the wind's going to be 9 miles an hour. I wonder how they come up with that.
I don't know.
We got a call coming in. Maybe he knows. Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
What's up?
What's going on?
Hey.
Man, y'all brought back some memories.
Yeah, Bulldog.
yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
My mama had one of them hairy triggers, too, like yours.
Yeah, it didn't take much to set her off, did it, though?
I remember my last one, I was 13.
Oh.
I wanted to call this little gal, and she said I had to clean my room first.
Ugh.
So for some reason, I thought I could drag that cord in the closet, and she wouldn't know I was on the phone.
Oh.
You know, you had that old rotary dial phone.
You dang right. I remember them.
So she trailed the cord up and found you, did she?
Yeah, she hung up on my girl, and I come out raising Cain, and she said, you wait till your daddy gets home. And I said, I don't care. And about that time, she fired my jaws up. She said, do you care now? I cared after that.
Yeah.
Boy, y'all brought up a lot of memories with them stories.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you know, you can't get away with that stuff today, man. It's just changed to where people don't want you touching your kid in any manner or whipping them or anything, man. And that's a big problem, I think, in the schools. And you know, how many did you get paddled in school when you were in school, Bulldog?
Oh, I got calloused to steel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it molded you into the man you are today. You got a job, a beautiful family. You take care of your business. You go to work every day, and it molded you into that man. And then nowadays you see these guys with their pants halfway down their butt and hanging at the mall smoking cigarettes with no job.
Yeah, I always had to carry the paper to work to school that first day that said, feel free to tear his butt up if he needs
Yeah, and then most times when we got it at school, if our parents found out about it, we got it again when we got home.
Oh, yeah, it was double trouble. So
yeah.
But you know what, Bulldog, you said something just then that kind of clicked in me. I say the same exact thing now. If I leave my kids somewhere, say, look here, they will tear you up if you deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
No questions asked. And I support that 100%.
Oh,
I think your mama and my mama, they might have been related somewhere down the line.
They were probably related. You're right, man.
All right, man. Well, y'all have a good day.
All right, appreciate you calling.
All right, man.
Yeah, you know, you talking about that. I remember, Tracy Edmondson and I were good friends. And as a matter of fact, you and Darby were good friends. And we'd end up over there. I believe that I got about as many whippings from Jerry Edmondson that I did Dad. So that's just the way they conducted business back then. We got another call coming in real quick. Good morning, caller. You listen to the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Hey, you guys talking about getting butt whoops as a kid?
Yeah.
It's funny you guys mentioned that because I was sitting at work yesterday and snapped something just like you snap the belt.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't even know what that is, do you?
Oh.
He goes, no.
Really?
It's just funny. People are scared to put a little discipline in these days.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about with that belt. You fold that belt together and pop it, man. It's like a guy that's got post-traumatic stress disorder. You start shivering all over thinking, oh, here he comes again. You know, that was 40 years ago.
It was either that or go pull a limb off a tree.
No, go cut your own switch. That was the worst thing there.
Oh, Lord,
don't grab the wrong one.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got to head to work, guys. You guys take care, all right?
Appreciate you calling. You know, Bulldog was talking about, I lost my train of thought there, but he said something that made me think about, I know what it was. He said that wait till your dad gets home. That's the thing Mom would pull. I remember running from Mom at Granny's house for something I did, and I ran.
God.
I was fast, ain't nobody going to catch me. So anyway, she tried to chase me all over the yard, and she finally quit and says that you wait till your daddy finds out about this. And I immediately started clamming up and getting nervous and thinking she'd forget about it. And when Dad got home about 2 hours later, I had forgot about it. But obviously Mom didn't, and told Dad, and he took me back to the bedroom and tore my tail up. And that was the last time I ever ran away from Mom. I learned quickly, if you're going to choose between getting a whipping from Mom or Dad, I'm going to choose Mom. She's like Paul. She's only about 5'2". So we got another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You on the air? How are you?
Pretty good. How y'all doing this morning?
We doing good.
Yeah, you're talking about, discipline your youngins and how they don't have much of it these days.
Mm-hmm.
And say, well, I remember when my oldest was a youngin, and he'd messed up, and I said, son, I'm going to give you a spanking. He said, well, if you do, I'm going to call the sheriff.
Uh-oh.
I said, I'll tell you what, you go right ahead and call the sheriff, and when he gets here, I'm going to deny it. I'm going to tell him that you went down there by the river and you're fishing, and don't forget there's gators in that there river. Yeah, his eyes got so big, he said, I think I'll take the spanking.
Yeah, I think it was a wise choice. Wise choice, yep.
But no, I remember getting whooped from my folks just as well, but I think my last one was I'd done something really wrong, and I suddenly realized that I'd done something really wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hiding in the closet when my daddy got home, and he opened that closet door, and I took off. And he took off after me, and I ran, and he ran, and I fell, and I got about 14 sets of stitches, but he didn't whoop me no more.
Yep.
Because I fell and tore myself up all over the rocks on that trail.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You got what you deserve, though, because you deserve to get your butt beaten.
I got what I deserve. Exactly.
And you probably are not having any kind of psychological problems. You're probably not on any kind of regimen to monitor your psyche. You probably turned out to be a pretty good old man, didn't you?
I did. I turned out to be a pretty good old guy, and like I said, I got 3 youngins, and my oldest was my biggest discipline problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to him one day when he was sitting around a bunch of his buddies, and he says, Dad, I have to say, you gave me whoopings when I needed them, but I never got one I didn't deserve.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
And he don't have no psyche problems either.
No, that's right. That's exactly right. Kids will be kids, and they're going to make bad decisions, and they're going to mess up, but there's something deep down inside of them that they learn from that mistake, and they don't habitually repeat it.
Exactly. As long as they realize that it was a mistake.
Yep.
And you have to pay for the errors in your judgment.
You're right. You sure do. You got to pay the piper.
And I've got a daughter too who plays on Facebook, and she posted a post about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and what it read was, I'm just really glad that my parents were my parents and didn't try to be my best friend.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
And I respect her a lot for that.
Oh yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. We appreciate the call this morning.
You have a good one.
All right, you too.
What about the parent here a while back that his daughter was on Facebook, and I think it was out in Texas, and he got mad about some posts, so he took her laptop out there and shot the thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when he was telling that. He made a video. He made a video and posted it on Facebook of him shooting a laptop.
That was put it on her page. Yeah. Ashley Coons chimed in and said, we had it too easy. He said his mom would beat his butt for something. Then when Daddy came in, he'd beat his butt for what he did, and then turn around and beat his butt again because his mom had to beat it.
Yeah.
And he also learned not to skip school in the 9th grade. He was home with the flu, and before 10 o'clock in the morning, his aunt had called, his cousin's wife had called, Mrs. Ryan called, Mr. Frizzell called, then Coach Wilson called. So he said, wasn't no use trying to stay out of school.
No, there wasn't. You couldn't get away with nothing.
Hey, we'll be right back here on the Good Outdoors.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the good outdoors. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. This is our wrap-up segment brought to you by John Peake and the fine staff out there at Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway, headed towards Quitman, just past the county line. You go over the river, it's on the right. Fine place to go out there and shoot sporting clays. You can organize a quail hunt. You can enjoy his rifle and pistol range, 5-stand, plenty to do out there. Nice clubhouse for entertaining parties, corporate events, birthdays, and can't do any better than going out there. Y'all check him out. We were talking about crazy things that popped into my head. An incident that happened with my stepson John was I think he was about 8th or 9th grade, and he hated school, didn't want to go, so his mom tried to get him up one morning, and he said, "I'm sick, I don't feel good." And she said, "Well, does he have a fever?" And I said, "Well, he don't feel like he does." And she said, "Well, get the thermometer, take his temperature. A lot of sickness going around." And so I go in there, and when I left the room, it was kind of dark in there. There wasn't no lights on. I come back in, and he had turned the lamp on. After I gave him the thermometer. So I come back in there after about a minute, and I pulled the thing out of his mouth, and it said he had 117 degree temperature. And I looked at that light, and I knew what happened, and I said, "John," I said, "this ain't good, dude. You have got a bad fever." I said, anytime your fever or your temperature gets over 110, they got to take you to the emergency room, and they stick this thing up your butt. And they go up in your guts, and they look around, because usually it indicates you got a bad intestinal problem. The only way they can get there is sticking this big pipe. And I said it's about this big around, and they stick it up there with a light on it. And he immediately said, "Dad, I feel good. I can go to school. I'm fine. That thing might be wrong. Maybe you should." He said, "Maybe you should wait a minute and check me again." I said, "Well, we'll do that." Well, I said, "Give it a minute. Let this thing re-register, and we'll check it again." And sure enough, checked, and he was normal. He goes, "Man, he goes, it must have been just something I ate or something like that." He went to backpedaling, and he went over to school with a 117 degree fever. Boy, that's bad stuff. They got to do some special things there to get that back under control.
Watching too much Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh yeah.
What you should have done was jerked him up, threw him in the shower with nothing but cold water. What are you doing? Well, you're dangerously high temperature. I got to cool you down.
Yeah,
it'd have been hot to go to school.
Oh yeah, that would have been the same effect. A lot of places I could have went with that one, but I tell you, it's funny how those life stories come back and they stick with you, and the lesson that was learned, there, and Good stuff. Good stuff. And it's funny how things shift. You know, when when you're the son of the parent, you go through life and it's one way. But then as you get older and you have a child of your own, and then that kid becomes your parent's grandchild, then everything changes. Suddenly you're whipping him too much, you're being too mean to him. And I'm thinking, if I'd have done that, you'd have killed me, and all I did was yell at him. Now you're mad at me because I'm yelling at him, and the whole landscape shifts.
It does.
And they start coddling them, and I don't know. Maybe that's what's wrong. Grandparents, it's all y'all's fault.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how it changes,
Yeah.
Because we've heard that, we grew up with tough love.
Mm-hmm.
We were spanked when we were needed to be spanked,
and even when we weren't
sometimes
needed.
when we didn't deserve it.
Just in case.
But it's full circle now. So, hey, let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Yeah, nothing ever did better than a whipping.
Yep.
I'm short and round, always have been, and we got a softball game going between all the kids in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And my youngest girl was probably about 8 or 9 years old, and she said a cuss word. I told her to come here, and she told me no. Don't you know, I ran her down and busted her butt right there in front of everybody. She was like, Mama, I didn't know you could run like that because you look like a pumpkin.
And you tore her rear end up, didn't you?
Yeah, right there in front of everybody. Because if you're going to embarrass me in front of everybody, that's where I'm going to whip you at.
You dang right.
Yeah.
And evidently, it didn't hurt them none because my oldest girl has her own business.
Mm-hmm.
My baby girl, she's going to school for welding. She's been on the same job since she was 14, and neither one of them got no children yet. So, evidently, whippings don't do too bad.
No, they don't do bad at all. They don't do bad at all. It's funny. It doesn't. Our generation is not scarred because of whippings and stuff. Now, now the whole thing is if you spank your child, then you're going to crush his ability to make certain decisions and give him some sort of complex and all that. That's just a bunch of bull.
Yeah, with that same baby girl, I told her I don't remember what she did, but I told her I was going to beat her butt. She said, I'll call 911. I said, and when I get out of jail, I'm going to kill you. Like that, she was my problem child, but she's doing good. She's been on the same job since she was 14.
That's awesome.
26,
well, you did something right.
Yeah, something. So, anyway, I just wanted to share.
We appreciate you calling. Just remember that if you go to check their temperature and it's over 110, tell them that you got to schedule them appointment with Dr. Fricker to investigate what is going on up in there, and their temperature will drop dramatically at an alarming rate.
Well, I like the cold shower theory.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, too.
Either one works.
Okay, thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Appreciate it.
See you later. There's nothing wrong with getting your butt beat when you're a child. I mean, look at us. We all turned out pretty good, I think. Maybe Darryl Sample might have needed a few more, but...
The reason I mentioned Dr. Fricker...
No, they always drop to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the reason I mentioned Dr. Fricker is Paul McSwain just told me that he's laughing because he actually is a butt doctor. So we'll send all of our high-temp patients to Dr. Fricker. We got another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You on there? How are you?
Good morning, fellas. This is a good program this morning. I've got 2 sons myself, and back when they were little boys, my oldest one, they would always get in trouble, and we'd tear them up good, but... one day, my oldest one told my youngest one, he said, don't do nothing wrong now, because Daddy got fire in his hand. And my little one walked up there one day, and he kind of took his finger and touched my hand and said, fire.
That's funny, right?
We need to take all those crazy people that's made up these stupid decisions about not whipping your children and get a belt to win.
Yeah, just strap them up against the courthouse square there and publicly flog them one time, see what happens.
Yeah,
that's
that was funny. I just want to tell you guys that.
Yeah, that's funny. You got fire in your hand.
Enjoy your show.
Appreciate you calling.
Here it's been several years back, but there was a controversy because a U.S. student got caught doing something a little bit wrong over in a foreign land, and they sentenced him to being caned, where they take him out there in public, strip him down, and take a big old piece of cane and whack him about 10 times. and they were all in an uproar. But I say let him get caned. If he did something wrong, that's their law. Cane his butt.
That's right.
Literally.
Yeah, whatever.
He won't do it again.
Whatever it takes.
Embarrassment is the best tool.
Yeah, that's right. You know, my wife gets mad at me because I yell at my kid if he does something wrong. I yell at him in front of his friends, and she gets mad about that. But that embarrassment, you know, hopefully would make him not do it again.
That's why I wouldn't do it.
Well, that's the same thing that Michelle said to me. Well, you're going to embarrass them, and
that's the point.
What's your point, lady? That's what I'm trying to do. You know?
Well, that's me. I mean, you know,
embarrass the crap out of them, and that's what I tell them all the time. You know, if you're going, and just like she said, if you're going to embarrass me in front of people, I'm going to embarrass you back.
Well, the disclaimer this morning is we're not advocating any certain way to punish your child or not punish your child. That's totally up to you and your right. But don't knock the way I do it. You know, I'm not going to abuse my kid just because I'm spanking him. That's not abuse. That's just the way I roll. That's right. And I'm not going to leave any marks on them. You know, it might be red for a few minutes, but it's going to go away. There's not going to be any bruises there. Another alternative is get him interested in the good outdoors. Get him hooked on something like turkey hunting or fishing or deer hunting or camping or canoeing or horseback riding. Then you can use that as a disciplinary tool. Say, all right, exactly right. Look here, if you don't get your grades up, you're not going turkey hunting this weekend. I promise you that'll work well. Because if they get out there, they go with somebody like Paul McSwain or Dirk Harrell or Darrell here, and they get an encounter with a big old gobbler coming in there gobbling every 30 seconds. Man, it'll change your life, and it'll hook you forever. And the last thing you'll do is make a bad grade and jeopardize your ability to get out in the good outdoors. That's right. So that's a good deterrent. Look at the picture I posted a few minutes ago on about the turkeys. You got 3 gobblers all sprawled out there. It says, "Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't follow your heart. All I'm saying is the last time you said that, Earl came up missing." Yeah, Earl's feathers went flying. Yeah, that's not good. You know, maybe we should try something a little bit of different tactic, like with people like you and Paul and the people that's not had a turkey yet. Maybe we should start threatening to whoop y'all's butt if y'all come out of the woods without a turkey. Maybe you try a little harder. You can't try no harder than I did with Matt last Saturday. Nobody can try any harder than that. Well, Paul, if you're still listening, I'm just letting you know, buddy. If I get a report this morning that you did not kill a turkey, I'm going to whoop your tail. I'm going to get my belt, and I'm going to tear your tail up. So I'm just putting you on notice here. Anybody that's going turkey hunting this morning, if you don't get a turkey, you better not let me find out about it. Well, there's the good old back road, take a back road music by Rodney Atkins calling our name. We're ready to get out of here, and we're going to charge out of here, get to the house, and we're going to take a nap for about 2 hours. I wish. I've had a great week here. Enjoyed it, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Good Outdoors, and remember to support our great sponsors out there because they are what makes the Good Outdoors come to you every day. Yep. See y'all later. Have a good one.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.